Okay, there's lots of Hammonds here too. That's Sarah Hammond. That's G.W. Hammond. Hammonds are also related to the Jacksons. Caroline Hammond. Some of these are quite old. This one's got a Confederate flag, and I would have to do a scraping on him to find out who he is. I can't read the name, but no doubt consider, or a, yeah, CSA, Confederate States of America. He's a soldier. There's one guy here that was a Mason. I'll take you back to him when I'm done. More Hammonds. These Jacksons here, born in 1876 and 1874, Leola G. and John J. John J. was the typical initial, first name and initial of the direct line of our John Jackson that was buried right back behind us, and also his father that came from Virginia. These folks were born in 1874, which was about the time that our folks came down to Bremond. Carl G. Jackson. More Pippins. There's a Eugenia Jackson Pippin, 76 to 51. Ooh, Herndons. James A. Green, right there. November 4th, 67 to December 2nd of 20. Fannie Pearl Jackson. William Homer Jackson. Snappy names. This is another one that's really nice. It's not related to us, but just a really ornate kind of structure. The nicest grave I think that I've seen in here, the most tribute paid to anyone, was this one, which was Laddie or Addie Hodge. If you look at the size of the wrought iron that's on this gravestone, or around this grave site, obviously needs a little bit of repair right there. But just an amazing structure. She was born in 1866 and died in, gosh, I don't even know if I can read that, 1877. She's only 11. So she died during Reconstruction. Not a nice place or time to be. Let's see, we're almost to the end. We've got about another 100 and, well, maybe about 100 feet down here to the end of it. Most of these, when they were original, look like they were just concrete slabs on top. Somebody has come back in here on some of these and put some nicer headstones. Those aren't related. The Greens probably are. And they were definitely here in this area whenever our family lived here. That Samuel Green, January 30th, 1839, does not say when he died. It looks like it may have been chipped off. And Amanda Green, 1843, June 5th, 1843 to October 4th, 1905. Some more Greens there. And we are closely related to the Green clan. Okay, we're about to start getting into some more Jacksons back here. One of them's pretty interesting, and it's somebody I came here to find. There's Jesse Jackson Mitchell. So, either the Jackson was a middle name or the maiden name for a female. It's hard to say with Jesse. Okay. Now we're getting into some guys. You see, this is what a typical gravestone looks like that was left. This one's in 1933. Not overly nice. Some of these are very ornate and look like they've been replaced since then. This is Green Thompson Jackson. He's one of the Jackson brothers. He was born in 1857 and was most likely a brother to Thomas. And there is Lucy Hadaway. I'm looking for the name Lucy because Lucy Ann Winnie is one of my great-great-grandparents, and she's buried in Bremond. She is a Jackson and came to live with the Jacksons when she was very young, but nobody knows exactly where she came from. She was probably adopted. She was not one of the children that was born to the family that she lived with. There's Hadaways, Coulter. I think there are more Jacksons back there. Hang on with me for a second. This is what a typical gravestone looked like back then, and I'm not sure who did this. It's concrete, and you can see somebody else has come back in and put a headstone there for them. There are also bits and pieces like this that don't seem to belong to anything around it. So there may have been marble, originally. Let's see what we got. There are more Jacksons. Here we go. A.R. Jackson. November 26, 1877, November 3rd, 1924. And Roy L. Jackson. Roy's a pretty common name from then. February 3rd of 04 to February 26, 1928. There are still some relatively new ones. These are 1937 and 1939 for W.M. Jackson. Sure would be nice to have a name. Ellen J. Jackson. It's another Jackson that's pretty neat arrangement, although one of them appears to be missing. It says Jackson, love like ours, will never die. And this is Bobby, or Robert Lee Jackson, that was born in 32 and died in 55. And he was a Korean War veteran with the 187th Airborne Corps out of in Korea. Born September 2nd, 1930, or 22nd, 1932. But there's no wife. She may still be living, or she may have gotten remarried. This one was really neat. Mama and Daddy Jackson. And that was Edna Estelle Jackson. September 24th, 1912, August 5th, 1984. And Lee Red Jackson. December 6th of 07 to March 12th of 1963. William David Jackson, which was born in 1952 and buried in 1992. Very, very recent for this graveyard. So there are Jacksons around here that wish to be buried here, and certainly within the last 15 or 20 years. So there's probably still a pretty good population out there. This is the south side of the Primitive Baptist Church, and all of the graves. What I suspect in here, hang on, I'll switch to another tape.